Hello, welcome to another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. We've got
John.
And I am Ken. Welcome back to the basement, people.
Welcome.
Here we are.
Back.
No, stop. No.
No, don't welcome. No, don't welcome back. Don't welcome back.
Apparently we're recording live over there.
We are recording live on TikTok as we are recording our show right now. Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
okay. All right. Wow.
So we're not going to pay attention to this camera over there. We're going to pay attention to you out there.
And if anyone who's on the live right now, you can catch this episode in a couple weeks, actually.
Yeah,
so.
the one person that signed on just signed off. So,
Yeah.
We're okay. That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so we're just talking to the dead air over there, huh?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. John is a big fan, and so am I. I'm a big fan, too. I have to say this, man. I am a big fan of the Amburana oak, the Brazilian oak.
Yes, sir.
Barreled whiskey, bourbon, And
It changes the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it makes it sweeter. It makes that cinnamon taste just is...
There's something about it. Maybe because we were big fans
Yes.
of Cinnamon Toast Crunch growing up, where we're kind of like, oh, man, I kind of just love this cinnamon taste. As far as spices go, cinnamon, hands down, for me, is my favorite spice.
Yes.
And I could do anything with adding it to things that you eat for breakfast, like your French toast or anything of that sort, or apple cinnamon this or that. Or I actually will put it into things that are a little bit more savory. Sometimes I'll put it into like a chili, or I'll put it into just a little bit, because cinnamon can overpower a dish very quickly.
I love cinnamon, man. I've been into cottage cheese lately. I've been putting a little bit of cinnamon on my cottage cheese. And Amburana cast, man. If I find anything in Amburana, I'm good to go.
But
dude.
we've said this before, though. You have to be careful with Amburana, because Amburana can overpower your whiskey, your bourbon. It could overpower it very easily. You cannot let it sit in there for too long.
Correct.
But this is one. So I've had plenty of different Amburana ones. I've had from Starlight. I've had some Rio, which is your honey Amburana.
Yep, your Penelope.
Yep. I've had all different kinds. Nulu, this has got a pretty decent Amburana too, which is very Amburana forward. Bridal and Bit has a nice one. And every time I look into it, because I became a little bit of an Amburana snob over the years, just because I've kind of enjoyed looking to see what is out there and the different offerings out there. And a lot of people always mention RD1.
I'm not going to lie. This is the first time I am hearing of RD1.
And everyone who says it, they're like, oh, if you like Amburana, you got to try RD1. You need to try it. You need to try it. RD1 right here. And it is coming in at 55% alcohol. I like that number. I like anything that's 110 proof. I like that number.
That's like a magical number.
It is magical. It's good where you can get enough of that to bring out some flavors and everything.
And RD stands for Registered Distillery, which we just...
I hope they're registered. Yes.
Out of, I believe, Lexington.
Lexington,
Kentucky.
Yeah, they're out of Lexington. Registered Distillery 1. There's got to be some kind of history to that, though. But okay, we honor the rich history of Lexington's first registered distillery by exploring Kentucky's straight bourbon and creative wood finishing in barrel. Experience a wild adventure of baking spices, ginger snap, and tropical notes that unfold with each sip. Okay, well, we'll be the judge of that.
Yes.
And we'll tell you what we think on these notes.
Yes. I'm very intrigued right now.
I know. You're excited. John.
Something I've never heard, something I've never had. So I've never heard of RD1.
So this wasn't offered. We're two Jersey guys. You couldn't find this in stores in New Jersey. I had seen it in plenty of my bourbon groups and everything where I'm like, okay. I kind of I was looking to almost buy the secondary because I couldn't find it out here.
Okay.
But recently I was at a Bottle King and they had this on the shelf.
Right.
And I said, "Oh my God, I've been looking to try this one for some time now."
Yeah. Bottle King seems to be the place to go for bourbon lately.
Yeah, lately.
Yeah.
John, the excitement is about to
I am
happen.
ready.
All right. So there's for John.
Let's go.
And you know, it's funny, John, because, and I'm happy that both of us are fans of Amburana because a lot of people aren't.
No.
And it's nice to have you here and be able to give your opinion on it, and an honest opinion, and probably an opinion that may be similar to mine because we both like Amburana.
And like you said, may not be a popular opinion. Yeah, let's put that here for now. We're going to do RD1, right?
Yeah.
We have a bunch of people watching. We are, like I said, we are live on TikTok for the first time while we are recording our podcast. We are the Speakeasy Podcast guys. And you can find our...
at Speakeasy Podcast, guys, on
Podcast
Instagram.
On YouTube, Spotify.
YouTube is at Speakeasy Podcast. Just straight up at Speakeasy Podcast, yeah. I'm going to take some notes here, though, because I want to see what we say on this. RD1, Amburana. And see what kind of notes we get on this one. So on the nose...
Move it around a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, as far as color, as far as looks go, it's got a nice color. It's not super dark. It's not super light, but not super viscous.
Not super viscous at all. I don't see any legs on there.
Yeah, nothing. Not too much going on there with that. But we'll see. All right.
It's not a strong Amburana smell.
Yeah, it's not super strong on your nose, but you're getting that hint of that cinnamon.
That cinnamon toast crunch.
Yes. I feel there's something else going on. I would say it's almost like a caramel cinnamon kind of note, maybe.
Yeah, I can taste that.
Caramel cinnamon.
Smell that, I should say.
Let me see what else.
I get a little bit of vanilla.
Yes, I agree, John. Vanilla, a little bit. I could see where they're going with the ginger snap, maybe kind of like that,
Right.
Right.
Yep. Like a ginger cookie.
Yeah, so hints of ginger as well.
Ginger man.
And we are going to... I'm just writing my notes there. I feel like the cinnamon comes through more and more as I sniff it,
Yeah, I feel like this is not going to be as sweet as I first intended it.
Yeah.
As first as I thought it would be.
As far as sweet aromatics go, I'm not getting necessarily a ton right there, but it smells pretty decent though.
Right, let's try it.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Okay. Yeah. So I do taste the Amburana.
Yeah.
It tastes better than it smells.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it smells bad, but the taste is more than the nose isn't picking up the Amburana as much as the mouth is. How about that? Does that make sense?
Yes. And let me tell you, man, that 110, I am getting a nice Kentucky hug with this one.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I'm getting a nice Kentucky hug.
It sits right here.
Yeah.
But it doesn't linger long.
It's warm in the boobies right now.
It's warm in the boobies a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not lingering, though. It stays and it goes at like the right timing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm digging this.
Yeah, this is good. I had told John prior to doing this that I had tried it, and I had my opinion on it already, but I really want to know John's opinion on this. But the one thing I did throw out there was oatmeal raisin. Or oatmeal cookie, maybe more specifically.
And I think you I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it with that.
It really has that taste to it. I'm going to say it's good going down, and it's my only thing I would say that they could have improved on is maybe that finish could linger a little bit more. I don't know if I'm getting. I mean, obviously the cinnamon kind of stays with you a little bit.
It does,
but I feel like, and maybe it's just a mental thing because we saw the lack of viscosity on this.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily hang out as much as I thought it would. No,
it goes away quick. Mm-hmm. But I'm digging it, man. I am digging it.
I know.
And I'm gonna mix a little water in my mouth.
Mix it up, swish it up, baby. But you are getting that cinnamon finish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like a
100%.
All right, this is. I'm gonna change. We're obviously getting bakery notes and all that stuff, but I am gonna change it up. So we went from nose cinnamon toast crunch, taste oatmeal cookies, and finish. Ready for this? Ready for this? French toast.
Oh, yeah. Loving it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Little maple syrup on
Yeah.
your French toast.
Yeah.
100%. I'm digging this. I like it. It's not as strong as some of your other Amburanas that we've
Yeah.
had. Yeah. RD1. Amburana finish. It's not as strong as some others that we've had with the Amburana finish.
Yeah.
Like the Starlight, the Penelope.
Yeah.
What else have we had that has ended Amburana? But
The Nulu is probably one of the strongest ones
Nulu,
that
yes,
I've
100%,
had.
100%.
It was very, very Amburana-y.
but it's there,
Yeah.
and I am digging it, man.
Yeah.
I am digging it. This is like an after dinner dessert sipper.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling it.
Yeah, it's nice. And I mean, I just cracked this open like less than a week ago, and I've already put a dent in it. Right? Pretty good dent. And
Now, let me ask you this. Is
Yeah.
this a budget-friendly bottle?
50, I think.
To me, that's budget-friendly.
Yeah.
$50 is 100% budget.
Yeah, I think it was about there.
My opinion, $65 and under is budget-friendly for a nice bottle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for something like this, well worth it. Well worth it.
Yeah, it's solid, man. It's solid. Yeah, I mean, I think we covered these notes, man. It's pretty good stuff, man. It's pretty good stuff.
RD1.
Yeah. And anything else you could say on this? Oh,
No,
man.
that's it.
If you were to change one thing about it, what would it be? Just that linger, you think, or what?
I think the linger, right? I wish it would last a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say I want it boozier because you never really wanted something boozier.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, I guess everybody's determination of boozier is different. If I
Yeah.
say boozy, that means like, oh man, it's boozy. It's too much in my in my throat and my palate.
Yeah.
This is perfect. The linger, maybe, yeah, a little bit longer, just to cherish the sip.
It
a little bit
lacks
longer.
a little depth. That's all.
Depth.
You know?
There you go. Perfectly said. Perfectly said.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Awesome.
Overall, good stuff.
Overall, good stuff. Thank you, RD1.
RD1, yeah, registered distillery number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, RD1.
RD1.
And that being said, we're going to show that here, and
Yeah.
then we're going to sign off of the live now so that
Yeah.
we can go on with the bullshit that we talk. If you are watching right now or you're going to watch, check us out, Speakeasy Podcast on YouTube.
At Speaky Podcast. There we are.
You guys ready for us to talk our shit? Let's go.
Yeah, this will be coming out in a couple weeks.
What do we got?
Well, that was interesting. A little live
Right?
action
Little
there.
live action?
We've
never
never
went live
done that before.
I think it's the first time I figured it out. Yeah, we had a few people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely did. We had, I'm going to say at least 20 people come in and come out. So with a 3 or 5 possible steadies, which I'm okay with 5 because we've never done it before. And people are probably like, who the hell are these guys? What are we doing here?
Well, hey, every
But
little bit counts, man.
If you're watching us, that means you followed us, so you know who we are.
Yes, exactamundo, baby.
Yeah, baby.
As far as it goes, we have to do it, John. At some point, not now. At some point, we're going to do a battle of the Amburanas. I think, man.
Oh, I think you're 100% on that. We should. What would be? So if we did 5 Amburanas, what are we putting up there? What are we putting up for grabs? 5 Amburanas.
Okay, we could do this RD1.
RD1.
All right, we can do the 1 Starlight.
Starlight.
I think 1 Starlight.
Why, there's more than one?
Yeah, because the cigar blend is just Amburana, and then they have the Amburana rum barrel one, which I feel like is more Amburana-y.
Wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute.
Hold up, wait a minute. That's double oaked.
Yeah, that's not the one. Nope. So the Starlight Amburana, the one that I have at home, is
Not that one.
no.
That is,
The one I have is the rum barrel, right?
yeah. Because that's,
Oh,
in my
you're
opinion-
blowing my mind. How did I just realize there were 2?
Yeah, and then there's this one.
It's because it's the same friggin' label.
This has got the blue on the
That's,
outside.
I think that's the one I have at home.
Yeah,
Correct?
that's what you have.
That's what I have.
That's what we
the one
liked
you gave
better.
me. Yeah.
We like this better.
Okay.
But we also concluded that if you want something that's more, that will complement a cigar better, that the first one was a better cigar batch one.
100%.
Because it has that more rugged kind of earthy taste.
All right,
you know?
so we're going to RD1, the Starlight.
The Starlight. We could do a Rio.
There's got to be a Rio.
We can do a Nulu.
the Nulu was probably one of the first ones we did, right? With
Yeah,
Amburana?
and then Bridal and Bit, man. I mean, Bridal and Bit is freaking awesome,
Did
man.
we do? We did a bridal and bit.
Yeah,
Amburana.
that was a unicorn milk.
Oh, the unicorn milk. Yeah.
Or we had the one with the
There's too many.
There was a couple There's unicorn milk bridal and bit, and then there was the one that was like that flame that was the shape of a woman's figure or something like that. What the hell was the name?
I
of
think
that
the
one?
unicorn's milk was probably the
That one
we
I like
should
the
use.
best.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right, so we're gonna do those 5. We'll do it as a blind.
I mean, I got a lot, dude.
I know you can't do like 20 though. I mean,
No, that's not it.
yeah. If we did a nice 5, we figured out what we like the best, and that'll be a good special episode.
I have a lucky 7 over there, and that's Amburana too as well.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So Amburana is pretty popular. We've talked about Amburana before.
Yeah, but why Amburana though? Why? Because there's other ones like that are finishing sherry. There's finishing this. They're finishing that.
The port cask, these all
Yeah.
this stuff. Yeah, sherry
Yeah.
cask. Yeah. Why Amburana? Right. Because I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Because we love cinnamon.
Because Americans love the cinnamon fact.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, oatmeal cookie,
Yeah.
cinnamon this, cinnamon that.
Apple
It's-
pie is you can't get more cinnamon apple American as that, man.
And it's funny because cinnamon is like the typical American spice, right?
Yeah.
But it's not because the Amburana is a cinnamon tasting flavor, and that's from Brazil.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
is it not really an American spice?
Well, it's just
What are we
it's
doing?
a universal spice.
It's keeping our blood sugar low. That's right. And
yes.
we're-
Well, certain cinnamons.
We're
right?
also drinking Starbucks.
Oh, he
black.
brought it in. John and I we had a long day of jumping around and having a couple beers, so we had some coffee that we had to bring down. I go to John. I said I have some Starbucks in a bottle, cold or iced coffee, and
Shout out Starbucks.
I was like, but I'm like, I drink it black, and John's like, I'll drink it black. I'm fine with that. You know, so-
Anything black, I love it. I'm not a
Yeah.
racist person. I love black. All black, everything, man.
black coffee matters.
It does. I'm gonna make that shirt. Black coffee matters. That's great.
We're starting something.
Yes, yes,
We're starting something here.
yes. Black coffee matters, man. No cream.
No sugar. I'm sweet enough, baby.
Oh God. That's genius.
Imagine you wearing that shirt and you see you're like in like
I'm gonna walk down like Jersey City,
you
like
know,
Newark.
MLK Boulevard,
Newark. They're gonna be like my guy.
my black coffee. Oh God, it's. I think I've told this story before, but when I had to go on a low iodine diet at one point with my whole thyroid thing and everything like that. So one of the things was it was for like a month, but one of the criteria was I couldn't have any dairy, no dairy. So I started. I'm like, well, I need my coffee, and I was like, well, it is what it is. So I started drinking black coffee. First couple times I was like, man, this is gonna be tough. And then before you know it, I was like,
It's not that bad.
and well, that I don't put milk in my coffee anymore because I've gotten
that
so
bad.
used to it. I felt, and being 2 bourbon guys right here, you know how you can judge something better without adding too many things to it, you know? And that was it with my coffee. Now I could say, oh, that's a decent coffee right now. And I'm like, oh, this is a good coffee because I'm not adding anything to it. I'm not doing anything fancy with it.
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly the notes I'm getting. I can tell you everything because I'm not trying to alter it.
And I told you, and you looked at me a little bit funny, but you got to try it. I buy the cold brew coffee, right? Already cold brew, and you get a little Premier protein, whether it be the vanilla or the chocolate. You throw it in there,
But
and
you're
it's like an
adding
iced.
to it. But
Yeah, but you're adding protein.
yeah, I guess. That probably make me poop.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah,
But there's no dairy. It's protein.
Yeah.
Protein.
I know everything makes me poop, so
Yeah.
Well.
True.
yeah.
That's all right. Let's get somebody on the phone right now. I want that black coffee manners.
Black
Yeah. Get Tom on the phone.
yeah, our shirt guy. But yeah. Black coffee does matter. All right. So, John and I, sometimes we'll talk about topics in the news. We'll talk about things going on, things like that. I noticed, and it's funny because growing up where we grew up and where you are now, crime wasn't a thing that I had. I don't know. I felt like I didn't see too much of it.
Right.
Moving out to where I moved out to now, I feel like there's more targets out here now.
Out here? You have crime out here? No.
Believe it or not, yes. And it's because where we are located in proximity as far as highways go, all that stuff, and Chester it's a nice area. It's a nice, not to say North Arlington isn't, but I'm just saying it's a nice area out here.
Yeah, but we border Newark.
Yes, you guys border Newark, but I've dealt with more, or I've seen more, maybe because there's more social media nowadays, but I feel like I've dealt with more here than I have dealt with back home. For example,
Interesting.
And I had the cops come here the one time. I had a cop sitting right here in the basement.
No.
With
I've never heard this.
yeah, sitting right there. Because I have all my video, as far as my cameras, is hooked up to the TV down here. Because that's where I have my recording and all that stuff.
What happened?
There was someone that was just looking for unlocked doors. Okay. So it's
just pulling car door handles.
Exactly. And I showed him the footage. I said, "Here's a guy right there," and everything. Unfortunately, I had moved my car between that moment and because he's like, "Oh, we were going to fingerprint your car," but he's like, "We'll get him from elsewhere because these guys have been kind of running around and stuff, so we'll get them, from somewhere else." And apparently, it's like a lot of teenagers and stuff. Yeah. They can't. They'll get arrested, then they send them loose in a matter of a day or something, and they're good to go if they get caught. So yes, I had to. That was an issue. Neighbors, things like that. You'll see it on the Ring apps, all that stuff. So it happens. But I've heard even further now where people are they're breaking into the houses to look for the keys for the car if it is locked.
Yes.
So it's becoming an issue. It's growing more and more. Why is this happening? Why are they feeling braver now, as opposed to in the past? Is it because a lot of them are underage and they just don't get penalized as much, or anything of that sort?
I think you hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. Even people who shoplift, right? You shoplift, and it's like if you're in CVS and you're gonna just throw some stuff in your cart and you want to walk out with it, it's like they can't really stop you anymore. Yeah, they're just supposed to let you go. Yeah, because it's bullshit. And
you would think with technology nowadays and more cameras out there that you'd see maybe less of this stuff.
No, and North Arlington is up on the rise with
we grew up.
Deaths, where we grew up and where I live, and I'm not ashamed to say where I live. We border Newark, we border Kearney, we border Harrison, East Newark. These people have a quick path to escape. Yeah, and you see them walking down the streets, and they pull the car door. If some schmuck doesn't lock their door before they go to bed at night, what they're looking for, I don't know. They're not stealing the cars. They're looking for
sometimes
the change.
They are.
Sometimes they are. Yeah. But they're looking for the change, or they're looking for something in there that's the radio. Yeah. Something that they can sell secondhand. And to me, it's just insane.
Well, yeah. I feel like it's definitely...
If you want to break into my 2012 Toyota Sienna, break into it, please. You're doing me a favor. There's nothing in there. There's some dimes and some quarters that I pay the meters with.
Well, it was an issue out here because it's a nice neighborhood here as well. Is that...
This is a beautiful neighborhood. But I would never think anything like that would happen.
But people... Well,
there's nowhere to escape.
Well, the issue is people were leaving their cars unlocked. People were leaving
front doors unlocked. I think people even leave front doors unlocked. Probably.
Yeah, people are leaving everything, and because they're too trusting. I grew up in where we locked our doors.
We locked our door.
We just knew to lock the door, because you never know. I have that mentality. I lock my car that's in the garage.
And you should.
I lock that as well.
What do you think where are they coming from? So in a situation, in a place like around here, where are they coming from? Where are they going? Where do they think they're going to... I understand you're probably going to benefit most around here. Maybe stealing a car because it's going to be more higher end, right? It's a nicer...
people have some extremely nice cars.
It's a
out here.
nicer end neighborhood.
Yeah. And listen to this. People will leave their keys in their car as well.
Yes. And probably their doors unlocked.
Yeah.
Where are they going? Where are they coming from?
I know people understand, like, they want that freedom to be like, I can just, it's a nice neighborhood. I can leave my, but it takes 2 seconds to lock your door.
Exactly.
It takes 2 seconds.
Exactly.
They could be coming from Newark from here too, though, man.
It's far.
Yeah, well, you never know. It could be around here. I mean, we don't want to put down certain areas, so I'm not going to start throwing different towns out necessarily. But
it's not a racism thing. It's not a sexism. We're not putting down one. You okay?
I gotta stand.
I've never seen you stand before.
You've said this before. You've said this on a podcast.
You never stand.
I gotta stretch the legs. I'll go back down. Don't worry.
I stand. Sometimes I gotta pee.
I'm like an old man. I gotta stretch the legs.
All right.
We've been sitting so much.
You're not cramping, right?
No.
You rub anything?
No.
All right.
No.
Okay. All right.
My left testicle is a little.
Right.
You want to rub it? All right.
But yeah, it's a crazy thing because, like you said, now they're not even breaking into cars. They're trying to get into like the front window because what do? We walk into our house and we have either a foyer or a little desk where we put our keys or we hang our keys up to our cars, and they break in. All they do is break in. They grab that and then they take our cars or whatever's in our cars.
And they know, too, listen to this. So a lot of times people have security alarms on their windows or their doors or anything of that sort. They know that a lot of these houses, they don't put them on the higher windows. So they're actually working their way to the higher ones sometimes if they can get to them, and stuff. And
so let me ask you a question. I'm going to be the first to admit it, and I'm going to admit it on this show. So if you're looking out there, please don't rob me. I don't have an alarm system. And I'm going to be honest. I don't have backup with a way to defend myself.
Yeah.
I.e. gun.
You're going to rob someone, rob this guy.
Yeah. I have a machete next to my bed. By the time I get to you and put my underwear on, you're going to be gone. How far do you go to defend your home, man?
All right. Well, I do have certain things personally. I mean, in between having an alarm, and just even having a Ring camera in general, you know what I mean, is good. And I have security cameras and all that stuff, so that definitely helps. I have signs posted outside that says you are being recorded.
I have signs in front of my house that say the same thing. I have signs in front of my house that say, beware of dog. I don't have a dog. It's you try to do what you can to deter.
To deter it. Yes. As far as lethal weapons go, I got those too. If someone wants to cross that bridge with me, But nowadays, it seems like it's harder to do that kind of stuff, right? It seems like it's harder to. Because people are so sue happy now, and you could shoot someone that's breaking into your home, and
Would you feel comfortable though with doing that? Are you a shoot first person? If somebody were to break into your home,
no, I'm not necessarily. I wouldn't say I'm a shoot first person. I know you're trying to involve a little emotional intelligence to anything. Why is this person doing this? Why are they breaking into your home? Do they have a weapon with them? If they have a weapon with them, heck yeah. If it's a couple teenagers, that are just making stupid
how do you
choices.
Is there enough time to figure it out?
I know, but and that's the whole thing too. Can you blame someone if they do shoot someone?
We've talked about weapons in the past and guns, and we've said you have firearms in your home. I don't. Are your firearms close to you where if you were to wake up in the middle of the night because you heard something that you can grab it and check it out?
I've got them in places that I need them in
that you need
different floors. Yeah.
Okay. So you have multiple in places where okay.
Yeah.
In case something like that happens.
Yeah, that's right, people. You want to mess around?
But are you mentally ready to be like, that's the first thing you're gonna think of? Where I'm going to get this. This is where I am. It's underneath this. Blah 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 blah. And I'm going downstairs to see what's going on.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Okay.
I've heard things, and it turned out to be nothing. But I've heard things where I will break it out, walk downstairs, and I'm like, okay, we're good.
And if there was somebody
All clear.
If there was somebody in the living room and it wasn't all clear,
Uh-huh.
what is the first thing that comes out of your head? Stop, freeze, I have a gun?
Stop, freeze, yeah.
Or is it boom?
Stop, freeze, I would say.
Because it's funny, right? When we're watching TV, and my wife is huge on this. We're watching TV and we're watching different shows. We're watching Life BD, and she's like, just shoot him in the knee. You don't have to shoot him. Shoot him in the leg.
Yeah.
Take them. They won't be able to move.
I see what you're saying.
Shoot them in the tire.
I
If they
get her
drive
point.
off, shoot the tire.
I know.
It's not that easy.
No, it's quick thinking.
It's not that easy.
And that's the whole thing, And cops are trained to do certain things or whatever, but it's still, even for a cop, it's not easy when you have to make split-second decisions.
Right.
It's not always that easy.
Right.
Cops are trained to shoot center mass,
Right.
But
we, as homeowners and pedestrians, we are not trained to do anything.
Yeah.
Are you going downstairs if somebody is inside your home and you're being like, stop, freeze, don't move? Or are you just going down and going, boom?
Yeah. Yeah. I
can't answer because I don't own a firearm.
Yeah. I also have in my house, because that's just the way I did the house.
IUDs?
With the lighting. No, I have control of my phone to every light in the house, basically. So I will start turning lights on and be like,
okay,
if I need to and whatever.
Almost like a scare tactic.
Yeah.
Like lights are on, boom, run out the fucking house before I shoot your ass off.
Yeah. You're out in the open. I can see you now. So there's things there.
Alexa, turn on the air conditioning so the breeze.
I don't mess with Alexa. I don't want Alexa. I don't trust
Alexa's
Alexa.
getting her peeps to come to your house.
I don't trust Alexa, man. We keep
Alexa,
ours on
Siri,
on mute,
people?
man. We keep ours on mute.
Yeah.
We only if we want to play music or something, then I'll take it off the mute button, because I don't trust that shit, man. But but yes, to what extent would you go, or how would you, Do you have a baseball? You're Italian. Do you have a baseball bat ready?
I have a baseball bat and a machete ready to go.
So you got Puerto Rican wife and Italian.
Yeah.
So the
real.
Puerto
For
Rican
real.
got the machete, and the Italian and he has a baseball
My
bat.
side of the bed. My side of the bed. And in one of my closets, I have a lot of bats, man. My kids play softball. I have a lot of old bats, and I have a machete ready to go. And I have a BB gun. Not even a BB gun, a pellet gun with pointy pellets and a CO2 cartridge fresh that I update all the time.
Yeah.
Because if I walk into my room and I show this gun, it looks like a gun.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a BB. There's no orange tip. There's nothing. It looks like a gun.
Yeah. That's the way it was back in the day.
But at the same time, I don't have a real gun.
Yeah.
So if somebody calls my bluff, am I screwed?
Yeah.
I might be. I don't
If
know.
you look at the tip and you see a little hole. What's that, a 22, if that? But yes. So
My thought always was, if I have a gun in the house, I'm going to have a shoot first mentality to protect myself and my family, and then I'm going to be the one in trouble. That's how I always always felt. I don't have that
But see, you do have
to hold back. Like I don't have that.
You have I mean, they have to know. There's with every action, there's a consequence.
Right. I'm going to shoot somebody coming in my house, and I'm going to get in trouble for it.
Yes, and that's the whole thing too. Like, you have your children in bed, or whatever. Just to say it was at nighttime. Just to give you an example. And just to think of someone doing any kind of harm or anything of the sort.
Oh, I'd go to jail for that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing, too. You got to look at it like that, too, as well. I mean, yes, I would. I don't know exactly, because I haven't been put in the situation. I guess it'd be good to mentally prepare for it.
We've never been in the situation.
Would you say, get the hell out, or I'm going to shoot you, Or would you say, freeze, I'm calling the cops? What kind of reaction is that going to get from the people?
Or do you just do boom, 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 boom?
Or boom, 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 boom. Let me hear you say wayo.
Well,
But what do? You know, that's the whole thing. How far are you willing to go? That's a thing too, and we've talked about this on the podcast before. You know, people who have been arrested or incarcerated for killing a man that was raping or doing something to someone's child or doing something to, to a kid or whatever.
Yep.
To, well,
I have no problem going to jail or whatever for my protecting my family.
Yeah.
But I think our justice system is so fucked that
they protect the wrong people.
You might go to jail for protecting your family from somebody who enters your home illegally. And that's the part that's more scary than shooting somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where it's too late. Are you supposed to wait and have a conversation and say,
right, just put the gun down.
What are you thinking
Let's talk about
right
this. Because if I shoot you, I'm going to get in
Yeah.
trouble. And if you shoot me, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the problem. Why you're here.
Yeah.
No, bro. No.
If you are breaking into someone's home, you're obviously up to no good. If you're breaking into someone, and that's why Texas is great, man, because there's like the laws are a little bit more lax there, as far
You
as
fucking shoot to kill, bro. Shoot to kill.
you can shoot them in the back in Texas.
Shoot
I
to
think.
fucking kill.
It's
It's like if you get carjacked, right?
Yeah.
If you're driving through Jersey City, wherever, any Camden, I don't even want to bring up the ghetto places, Livingston, Fairfield. I don't care where you're going through. If you get carjacked, like, what are you supposed to do?
yeah,
Give up?
yeah.
Take my car. Here you go.
Yeah.
I'll give you the key.
If it's a car,
Here
here's
you
the
go.
thing, though.
Take it.
It depends on the threat, and I think that's a big thing of it. If it's you in a car by yourself, take the fucking car. Go.
No, fuck me. No, that's my car, man.
No.
That's my property.
That's
bro.
what insurance is
I'm
for.
stepping on the gas.
That's
and I'm
what
fucking
insurance is
going.
for.
You're coming with me or not?
Take it. No, because it's not worth getting shot. Remember, there was something in Short Hills, or I think it was at the mall or something, where they were getting hijacked, and they shot the guy, they killed the guy, they murdered him, and because he was doing what you're saying.
I don't know. I feel like you need to stick up for yourself, though.
No, it's not worth it. It's a fucking piece of metal. It's not worth it. Take the car.
I think about it all the time.
If you had children in the back seat, that's a different story.
Right.
If your family is threatened, that's a different story.
Always a different story. Yeah.
Because you don't know, but but then once again, you might start with, let me take my kids out, take the car. Let me do whatever, take the car.
But see, that's my personality where I'm coming forward, I'm saying I don't have a firearm in my house.
I think it's contingent if you were watching Sopranos right before it happened. You're going to be like...
And I just did.
You're going to be like...
I just did. I'm about to shoot the shit out of anybody, man. Yeah. Put one in the head, you bury him in the backyard.
John's going to be like, leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm too trigger happy to have a firearm. That's my thing, man. My wife might come in like late 2:00 in the morning.
You've shot a gun before, though, right?
I have, yeah.
Okay. So when you're shooting a gun, it's not like when you're a kid and have a cap gun or something like that.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. It's like you really, especially if it's like a single or double, action, you have to really pull that trigger back to shoot someone. It's not as easy as just like, yeah. So I'm
those movies where
yeah.
No.
Yes, I mean
it's not fucking Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, we're not Alec Baldwin.
It was supposed to be a blank. Well, you shot her in the fucking head. It was a blank. No, it wasn't a blank, bro.
Yeah. Oh God. But yes, the point is, yes, I think there is an extent. You'll do what you have to do and I think there's too many gray areas. I think there's too many, like, if your family's there, if your wife is there, if you're, my dogs, I would do anything for. I swear, I would just, if someone was downstairs and my dogs were down there, I'm thinking that they're gonna attack my dogs, and I'm gonna go nuts on them.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'd let the fucking dogs go. Man.
No.
Let the dogs.
My dogs are my family, brother.
Let the dogs. Like, let me and my family get away. So let them take the dogs. So that me and my family can get away. That's how. But I don't have a dog, so.
Yeah. No.
But I love yours.
Yeah, they're good dogs. But I don't know.
Yeah. No, man. It's it's a debatable thing. It's a good freaking topic, man, because people are trigger happy.
Yeah.
People are crazy for entering people's houses. It happens on a daily basis.
Yeah.
How far would you go?
Yeah.
I don't trust myself with a gun.
And I know it's like I almost want to be like, especially with someone like me, I have the warnings outside. I have lighted signs that say you're being recorded. I have lighted
warnings don't mean shit.
I almost want to go to the extent of, and that's the thing. It could end up worse for you if you say, "We are armed" or something along those lines. We had a sign outside. We are armed, whatever. Because then all they're going to say is, "Well, I'm breaking out my piece because these people are armed."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And then the cops can be like, "Well, was your firearm locked up safely?
Yeah.
Did you take it?" Yeah.
Yes.
And my wife was always against firearms. Always, 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 always.
Yeah.
I signed up for my permit.
I remember it was about the time. It was when I was doing mine.
Yeah.
Back, we're talking 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. She was so against it.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a gun because she was so against it, and now she's like, "You should get a gun and protect us." Bro, I tried to, and you were so what are we doing? You know, and
Yeah.
so I'll take my machete that I bought for $10 on the side of the road in Pennsylvania, and I'll just slice some shit like Jason Voorhees.
It's crazy though, these shooting ranges and stuff like that. You know, people go there just to kill themselves sometimes because they'll do.
Should I tell that story real quick?
Which
Have
one?
I told you this?
I watched a video on it one time.
But I haven't told you about the story about my dad?
No.
Okay. Real quick, before we go, because we got to go.
Yeah.
My dad is, he has a bunch of guns.
All right.
He's an avid shooter at the range.
I didn't know that.
He's got
Yeah.
guns. Yeah, he loves his guns. And when I've gone shooting with him. He recently went to a gun range. And as he was leaving, legally, you know, he packs up his stuff. My dad is
does
very
it
good with his
by
stuff.
the book, yeah.
By the book. A man went up to him as he was leaving the gun range and said, "Hey, sir, you need 2 people to rent a lane to shoot."
Yeah.
He goes, "Can you be my co-person? I don't have one. And I'm going to rent a gun. I'm going to rent the bullets." He goes,
Yeah.
"But I need a second person to come into the lane with me." And my dad said, "Well, you know, what's the deal?" And the guy goes, "I am over this life. I'm going to rent a gun. I'm going to rent a lane. And I'm going to put a bullet in my head. And I'm going to end it today." And my dad, this was literally like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And my dad said, "Well, that's a little crazy." My dad and my dad, being the funny guy he was, goes, "If you really wanted to end it, run into the highway." Where he was on a highway. He's like, "Run into the highway and just get hit by a truck," trying to like ease the situation, being funny. And the guy said, "No. He goes, "I need somebody to come with me and go into the." And my dad said, "Well, how do I know you're not going to rent a gun, rent the ammunition, and start shooting up the whole place and shoot me in the process?" And the guy said, "I am not. I really, my life is come to an end. I can't deal with this anymore, and I need to put 1 bullet into my head." He goes, "So we don't need to really rent a lot." He goes, "I just need 1 bullet, and I'm going to put it in my head, and I need you to be inside the
Lane.
with me."
Who was your dad there with at the time?
By himself.
But
my
he
dad
was-
went shooting by himself.
But he didn't need someone in his lane? Oh, it's only if you have a rental you need someone.
This guy had no gun. He had no nothing.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
he needed to
I
like rent
gotcha.
stuff.
I gotcha.
And my dad had his own stuff. He can, buy the ammunition.
So he's
for
fine
them,
doing
but
it on his own, yes.
Right.
Okay.
This guy had nothing.
Just to clarify. Okay.
So it's like you taking me because
Yeah.
I don't have a gun. So you're
Yes.
going to take me as your person. So my dad said, "All right, well, let me think about it." And he goes, "Give me 5 minutes." And he went back inside and he told the people that worked there, and he said, "Hey, this guy's soliciting people to kill himself inside your place." And the people turned around and said, "Is it this guy?" They have him on camera because he's been asking people like all day.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, that's him." And the guy went in. My dad brought him inside and he said, "Hey, why don't you take a drink of water?
Yeah.
Chill out."
Yeah.
They gave him a drink of water. They kind of isolated him and they called the cops.
Yeah.
And the cops came and took him away and blah 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 blah. But my dad was freaked out because he's like, this guy wanted to use me to kill himself.
Yes, and he'd have to witness that.
It would be like me and you, right?
Yeah.
You've gone shooting.
Side by side.
You've gone shooting.
Yeah,
The
it's a
lanes
tight
are-
quarters.
It's a tight quarter. It's like this big.
Yeah.
You're sitting next to me, and you'll be like, "Thank you for letting me do this.
Yeah.
Have a good day." Boom.
Because it's that normal for someone to say, hey, let me, not only am I going to end my life, I'm going to fuck you up mentally right now, having you watch me kill myself with my brains exploding into the air.
And you know what's funny? My dad was like, all he thought it was about, like, he goes, I don't want to be selfish, but, like, I thought about me and, like, your kids, his grandkids. It was like, what if this guy didn't even want to kill himself?
Yeah.
What if he wanted to put a bullet in my head?
Yeah.
And then end my time with my grandchildren, my children, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Because there's crazy people out there.
Yeah. I think he handled it right, man. And kudos to your pops, man, because that's...
He called me from the parking lot, and I heard the police, the sirens. My dad's like, you're never going to believe what just happened to me. This guy wants me to help him kill himself. And I'm like, get the hell out of there, man. Only shit like that happens to you.
Do you know any... Did you Google the guy afterwards? Did you find anything afterwards? Hopefully he did not end up doing that.
I didn't. I think the cops took him away because my dad hung out in the parking lot a little bit.
So your father may have saved some guy's life right there, you know? And maybe your dad is one of those people that I would say that if things happen for a reason in life, and he's one of those people, I feel that people will always...
He's always in the middle.
If things are going to happen for a reason, they're going to cross your dad's path before it happens.
Yeah. But my dad's also the wise ass. I'd be like, why don't you just run into traffic? Why are you going to shoot yourself? You're on Route 23. Just run. There's a fucking tractor trailer. It'll kill you in an instant.
Yeah, but whatever he said...
He's just trying to make light of the situation.
It doesn't matter. No. It doesn't. Whatever he said, the guy is still alive.
My dad tries to make light of the situation, and he's like, "Just calm down. Let's talk about it and chill out, dude. Yeah. Chill out. Things can't be bad." And the guy actually said, "There's no going back. Like things are that bad where I need to do this like right now."
Yeah.
My dad's like, give me 1 second.
I think his approach was not the greatest approach. He should have said, hey, man, I've been wanting to do this for some time, or whatever, or something.
Right? Don't reveal the truth, dude.
Yes, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched I think I mentioned it on this podcast at one point. I watched a video, just random, like on Twitter or something. I don't know why I get these weird videos. I have no idea. And it was... a girl, and there was an instructor, and the instructor obviously worked for the place because the girl's shooting it and whatever, and they're laughing, they're doing their thing, and then you see some kid on the side, and he just shoots a couple rounds and goes, shoots himself, and the instructor guy goes, and he just runs over to the other side, grabs the gun, does his thing, and
By then it's too late, though.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's just procedure. And
the funny thing is, my dad's like, I didn't want this guy to turn around and like shoot me and all the people in there. Like he's like, I don't know what this guy's plans were. Maybe it wasn't to kill himself. Maybe it was to kill everybody else.
Well, there's one thing that is certain: he's mentally ill.
Yeah,
and with the mentally ill, you don't know the capabilities. Right. So he did the right thing, and 100%. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, let's get out.
On that note, let's get out of here.
I gotta pee.
John's gotta pee.
I gotta pee.
Cheers. Cheers. Shout out. RD1, man. I kind of like this one, man.
I liked it a lot, and that was what is it? Registered. What was it?
Distillery number 1.
Registered distillery number 1. Right? Registered distillery.
They made it a point to let everyone know we were the first registered distillery.
RD1. It's like R2T2. Yeah, we're part of Star Wars.
RDT. Yeah, okay.
RD1. If you see that in the Amburana finish, it was really good, man. I liked it.
I liked it. Yeah. And now I almost want to have another Amburana off the camera just to say.
And we will. Not often they come here. So we will.
Get in trouble later. Yeah. Cheers to those guys, cheers, and cheers to you.
Listen, protect your space.
Enjoy your coffee.
Enjoy your guys.
All right.
Cheers.
All right.